I wasn't even going to talk about this because I don't care. Oh, but Alizee, you're doing a video now, so you do. I hate when people do that, when you're like, oh, I don't care, and then people say, well, you care enough to talk, and it's like, well, like words aren't finite. I mean, I guess a vocabulary maybe is finite, but you can, well, actually, I'm going to die. So maybe my words are finite and I shouldn't be bothering with this, but offering a thought isn't exactly caring about something. And I get a bit bored with trying to be reasonable and rational. I don't like being reasonable, and I'd like to be erratic and irrational and yell about stuff because it's more fun to do that. But I bring this up because I was at the gym listening to Tana Mojo's podcast. Now, I was listening to her podcast because I tried to listen to Jamie Lang's podcast called Private Parts. He's the guy from Made in Chelsea, but he's just left the show. And he had Liv Bentley on, who I actually quite like from Made in Chelsea. She should come on my podcast. So I was trying to listen to his podcast, but the audio was doing that thing where he hadn't synced it properly, or whoever, the editor had not synced the audio properly, and you could hear an echo every time someone talked, because that's, the voice being picked up by someone else's microphone. But if you sync it just right, it shouldn't do that. It shouldn't have that little weird reverb echo, whatever. And it was doing that, so I was like, fuck this, can't bother with this. 5 minutes in, had enough. I have a lot of bones to pick with Jamie Lang, right? Handed a lot of stuff to him via birthright. Fine, whatever. How can I, it's all a lottery, a genetic lottery. How can I begrudge someone for just being born into a wealthy family that sold off McVitie's biscuits a few generations ago? How can I begrudge someone of that? But then he uses that to go on a TV show where all he did for years was shag around and cheat on women, right? That's all he did. And now he's got like a lucrative media career from just literally shagging about and cheating on women and blustering like Boris Johnson when caught out about it. Like, not even entertaining. Francis Boulet has entertainment value. I think he's quite funny, right? And Jamie Lang, I have a lot of bones to pick. I even bought, this has nothing to do with the video, I've even bought Jamie Lang's book so I can read it and have a go about it at some point on the channel. So I gave up that and moved over to Tana Mojo's podcast because it was on my Spotify, like, oh, no episode, fine. I don't know why I listen to her podcast either, because it's just people interrupting each other for an hour straight, and it winds me up. But sometimes, you're at the gym, you don't want anything heavy to listen to. Okay, let's just listen to these LA influencers going about whatever. And they were talking with Zayn and Heath from the Vlog Squad. I hate that I know all of these people. They were talking about the couch guy thing on TikTok. I don't think I even finished listening to their conversation because I just got annoyed with it. So here I am now feeling like I want to do a video just discussing the main point that I feel like is being skipped over amidst all the body language videos and analysing this and that and yada yada. The main point from the couch guy video that I want people to take home with them from watching this video is, who gives a flying fuck? Don't take this the wrong way, girl in the video, but who doesn't know them really gives a shit if this guy was cheating or not, right? If he was, that's an issue between them, not for, it's had about 60 million views, just did a Google, not for like 60 million people to view and pick up. These people weren't influencers in the first place. I'm very sure she's got over 150k followers now on TikTok. You probably would if a video of yours goes that viral, right? But I'm pretty sure beforehand, because like he was called the couch guy, these people weren't influencers in the first place. They were just normal people. And then everyone decided to treat it like a true crime podcast or show and forgot that there are real people involved with all the nitpicking and taking apart. And oh my God, what did Tana Mojo say? She said something like, he was just sitting there with three bitches. Firstly, like, they might be nice girls. Secondly, can boys and girls not have friends? Oh my God. Can guys and girls not have... Like, what a stupid thing to say, for starters. Oh, he didn't react in a proper way. I'm always so thoroughly unimpressed by... Like, I'm so kind of British, right? I feel like I'm that type of British person where I don't show much like positive emotion. I might be really happy about something, but I will kind of be like, I'm not really one for squealing or screaming or being OTT. There are British people who are like that though. Like Gemma, I love Gemma Collins. I want to do a video on how much I love Gemma Collins. Like, I like reality TV, some of it anyway. Gemma Collins, fantastic entertainment value. She's just fucking hilarious. Just walks around. I watched this clip of her on YouTube the other day with my mate, and she was just walking around Essex, like, being like, I'm just waving to the people.
Being the Queen of Brentwood, you'll often find me sauntering around the streets, waving to the people, my fans. Hello, I'm just filming, honey.
I'll leave you alone.
Thanks.
She's the epitome of "You okay, hun?" XOXO. And I love her so much. Jamie Lang, he can come on my podcast and I can have a go at him. Oh God, where was I? So, okay, he's in a room with 3 girls and doesn't seem that enthused to see his long... I'm assuming that you all know what I'm talking about, by the way. It's had enough views and you've clicked on the video. You probably do know. You probably are aware of what I'm talking about. He's not that enthused when she walks in. And then the internet just took it way too far. There were people on TikTok diagnosing the guy, saying he's got NPD or BPD or whatever, and it's like, what is going on? Why do people feel the need to act like this towards like some... I mean, even if they were celebrities and influencers in the first place, it wouldn't make it that much better. It'd be more understandable that there's lots of people talking about the issue if it was like... I can't think of anyone. I don't know. Tana Mojo and her boyfriend, right? If it was the same thing, I could understand more people talking about it because Tana Mojo's got millions of followers. But these were literally just like random people. And people on TikTok and the internet decided to take their relationship and treat it like a little podcast, a little investigation, sorry. And then people were demanding to know even more, just being really entitled to someone's private relationship. He might have cheated, he might not have cheated. It's not my business, it's not your business. I feel like I'm just getting older and getting more and more grumpy because I know it's probably 15-year-olds doing it, but doesn't make it right, does it? And I was having a conversation with someone about this, trying to figure out my theory on why people act like this, and another person was saying to me how they think people maybe don't understand the consequences of their prying, of their entitlement, of their actions on like this couple, right? This normal couple who didn't realise they were going to be at the centre of this kind of like, well, mini media storm, right? People are detached enough from it because it's not happening to them or someone they know directly, so they feel that they can. And I understand being nosy. I'm very nosy too. That's why I watch reality TV. But there comes a point where you have to be aware enough to just keep it in and not put it out there and not demand to know things about people if they don't want to. Like, you're not entitled to knowing things about people if it's really not relevant to your life. I'm more of the opinion that I think a lot of people are quite aware of how their actions are affecting others and just plough ahead anyway because they want to know or they want to be right or they feel really entitled to knowing this. And that's, to me, that's fundamentally bad behaviour. And even if someone isn't consciously aware they're doing it, the end result is still the same, that people are being affected, people are being sort of like held under this microscope and taken apart and autopsied. You know, like having the relationship out there and then like, I don't feel like I'm making much sense. But this whole situation has really annoyed me because it's just like, oh, who the fuck cares? I'm only saying this now because people are still talking about it and I don't feel that enough people are saying, literally, who cares? It's not your business if 2 random people, if someone is having an affair or not. It's different if someone goes on Am I the Arsehole and is like, oh, I'm thinking of cheating on my girlfriend of 20 years with someone younger, am I the arsehole for this? That's different, but there's still like, there's a complete level of anonymity, unless you've used a personal Reddit account, in which case you're a dumbass for doing that, right? It would be slightly different if someone put up a clip of their relationship and said, guys, do you think this person is cheating on me? But this girl just meant it as like a nice video. And now this shitstorm has happened, and the fact that people were diagnosing the dude. Armchair psychology has always been a thing, but am I going crazy? Or has anyone noticed the level at which people are doing it now, the extent that people are now doing it to each other when it's unsolicited, not medical professionals doing this anyway, and blaming sort of every little thing? I feel like I've said this a million times where, you know, illnesses are explanations, but they're not excuses if you're being a dick, right? Like me with disassociation, I went for a long period, a long phase, as well as, you know, drugs were a part of that too. But I went through a long phase of kind of thinking, oh, well, who cares if other people are real? I don't really think that maybe none of this is real and I don't really care about other people's feelings. I went through like a long phase of that, just being like, oh well, I can't prove they exist, so why should I care? But I wasn't going out my way to be malicious, but it was just always there of like, oh whatever, not considering other people enough, not to the extent that I do now. I'm not saying I'm an empath, because I'm not, but I try and be a lot more considerate now. Now the dissociation is an explanation for it. It's hard to remain attached to reality when you feel detached all the time, but it's not an excuse. I was still being a bit of a dick, being a bit like, oh well, get a grip. Say get a grip to people now, but I used to be well more like, don't care, get a grip, grow up, like to an extreme a few years ago. Gonna use Tana Mojo's podcast as an example again, because I've been listening to every episode. Look, I go on trains a lot and I'm bored a lot, right? So, but she is constantly interrupting everyone. She can't let someone say a sentence more than 10 seconds without being like, yeah, and then redirecting it back to herself. And it's bad manners. It's bad manners. But I see people in her comment section being like, having a go about this, and then people defending her by saying, well, it's because, you know, she has ADHD. And it's like, so we can just be rude to people we can just be ill-mannered. We can be impolite. We can monopolise conversations constantly, even though we've invited guests on to talk about that. Am I just getting out of touch? Or are the children wrong? I don't think I have much more to say about it, other than, oh my god, who the hell cares? Why are people still going on about this? Oh, Alizee, but you just... Yeah, I know, but I just really feel like people are just still dissecting it, when genuinely, what business is it of ours? Oh, but they put it public in the first place. Yeah, because it was meant to be a nice video, as far as I'm aware. And just because something's like put in the public doesn't mean that you're then entitled to knowing everything and even more, and dragging things out of people's private lives. I don't believe in that. It's like I mentioned on my podcast that you should go check out, where I just interrupt myself all the time. It's like on the Daily Mail, there used to be this little sort of box on the side where you could type in your opinion, and it would have a question. So you could type in an opinion about the question. And one of the questions once, I like going on the Daily Mail just because I find it funny, because it's just boomers getting very angry about things that don't really matter. One of the questions once was, does Taylor Swift have a right to a private love life because she's made albums about her love life? So does she retain the right to a private love life because she's made some things public? Like, I think at some point you need to take a step back from a situation and be like, why am I riding so hard for this? Why do I really want to know so much about what's happening with someone? I mean, Taylor Swift's just out there making music and people like it. She's popular. People like her. That's not her choice that people like her. People have decided to like her. The people that do, anyway. So because enough people like her, she doesn't deserve the right to a private love life. Because that's what the Daily Mail wants to know. They want people to think, no, she doesn't. Because the Daily Mail thrives off of negativity. They love it. No, she doesn't deserve the right to a private life, Daily Mail. Oh, what a good question. What a brilliant conversation. So to sum up, what is the point in anything? Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, dislike, subscribe, do stuff for the engagement, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.